Okay, so hi everyone. Welcome to the fourth virtual session I'm hosting as part of my Girl Scout Gold Award project. Thank you all for coming. I just want to reiterate one more time that this session is being recorded and will be uploaded to YouTube later today, so you can always go back and access it and others can watch it in the future. Today we'll be talking about manufacturing engineering and hearing from our guest speaker about her experiences as a Hispanic woman in the fields of manufacturing engineering, sorry. Before we get started, I want you all to take a minute to fill out the form I'm going to put in the chat. It's super quick, only a few multiple choice questions, and at the end of the session, you'll fill out the same form to see how much your mindset has changed. So I'll put it in the chat now, and I'll give you a minute to do that. Okay, so can move on now. Now that everyone's done, let's get started. The first thing I want you to do is let you all meet our guest speaker, Patricia. So if you can tell us your name and a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what university you attended, what company you work for, your job title, that would be great.
Great. So yeah, I'm Patricia Rivera. I'm from Bogota, Colombia. I've been here 24 years in a few weeks. I'm going to move to the United States. I'm a chemical engineer, and I have my bachelor and my master's in chemical engineer as well. I did my education in Colombia, in the National University of Colombia, is Bogota. My bachelor and my master was in the University of Valle, and it's in another city than is Cali. And when I did my master, and I was more like in artificial intelligence with thermodynamics was my my emphasis during my master, and and my plan was to go to like a PhD, but everything changed and we moved to this country without full of opportunities. And right now I've been working I work in Boston Scientific 14 years. I was also in Medtronic for 2 years, and now I have been with Terumo. It's going to be like 10 years next year in 2024. With different positions. Medical device industry is like a new industry. Then I didn't know about it when I moved to this country. And it's just one of the fields that we have for the engineering. So as I mentioned, I'm chemical engineer, and my initial thought was just to go in the industry with a lot of chemical processes. And I moved to this country, and it was opportunities in Boston Scientific when I started as an assembler, since I was an immigrant. And was just an opportunity for me to grow within the company. So in Boston Scientific, I have different positions, and then I get from assembler technician to go to my engineer role. And the engineer role, I was growing to get to it's different levels: engineer 1, engineer 2, senior engineers, and then I moved to different departments. That one is my part. And then I moved to Medtronic when Boston Scientific, unfortunately, Boston Scientific was moved to Costa Rica. So it was a layoff here for all of us. And I moved to Medtronic. I spent 2 years. It was a great experience as well. And after I've been in Terumo for 10 years, the same different positions as a senior engineer for process development department, and then now in the position that I'm right now, I'm the director of engineering for manufacturing engineer, as well as sustaining for the last 3 years, and a year ago I have another department, and it's the process development department.
Yeah, that's really great. So the first question I want to ask is just like, what do you do in a typical day? What does your schedule look like? What does your average workload look like?
So for our industry, one of the main teams that I handle with more engineers is the manufacturing engineer team. So our role is to make sure production, we keep moving, that we don't have any issues with production. So we have quick meetings in the morning, stand-up meetings, just to go and review what are the issues that we have. And then if technicians are working, or who is working, who is the main support that we need, what are the next steps, and everything is just to make sure that we're not stopping production. As you know, we have our associates and we need to complete, we have our field requirements to make sure we're providing the units that our customers need. So that one is like the beginning of the day, and then we have to meet after with other teams if we have any projects in process, and it varies depending of the day. If we have any problem, so we have to give priority because we can't stop production. There is a standard day, so we have, as a medical device, we have to make a lot of documentation as we need to, for FDA requirements, or for all our regulations. We need to make sure our documentation is in place. So we have to review that we have for our projects, the correct approvals, or what is pending. So it's just day to day. If we have any issues with no conformity, just what are the engineers that are doing the investigation, and is a root cause investigation, and what is the support, and also working with all the departments to see how we can make improvements. But it's just very active every day. So it's just like can be a couple times 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, depending on what activities we have in process. But it's very dynamic.
Yeah, that's like definitely interesting. And I also had a question. You said you majored in and got your master's in chemical engineering. So how did you learn about the career of manufacturing engineering, and why did you pursue it over chemical engineering?
So I think always, and I think as maybe all of you have a dream for your profession, right? And then you want to just to see your future. And I think that one is the main part that we have. That meeting is just how we select our degree that we're going to use for the future. And I think maybe it's the dilemma that we have right now, all of you. The only thing that I can tell you is that life make a lot of changes in your life. So at this moment, just you have to select something that you feel you will love if you have to work, and the life will give you the options, and things can change a lot. So don't struggle to see if you have like 3 different options. Pick the one that you feel that is going to be better for you, that you fit better there, and then I'm just telling you, and then you own the future. Like, it's something that that you have to learn. It's just you are the ones, the power is in each one of us, and we're here to succeed. And that one is something that we have to remind any of us. And something that we have, and I like in Terumo, they give us like some trainings to say like the inside out. And that one is something that we have to emphasize is that the opportunities are there, but it's depending of you, like anyone. You are the only one that can select if an issue is an issue or the issue is an opportunity. So we are the ones that, in any circumstances that is in front of us, we can be, oh no, this is horrible. This is the end. I don't want to proceed. But if you see that one is an opportunity, it's like they take it on it and like, okay, let's do it. Let's move that way. I can tell you life is not easy. And then to get to the level that you want for your dreams, maybe you have a couple of times, you have to take classes that are not as beautiful as you thought, or teachers are not going to be as always you think that you have a preferred teacher and you wish you have all the classes the same way. But I think every of the assignments that you have to take, just remember everything is for you. It's not for your parents and not for anyone else. So just take that opportunity for you to learn and gain for mistakes as well. So for every step that we're making, we have to learn, and we have to learn for the good things and for the bad things. But we have to learn. And I know, because I have my kids as well, and I know they couple times we tell them, and they don't want to listen parents, they want to listen other people. And at this moment I feel I'm the other people than I want to. And I want to reinforce you that the power is on you, and you're making your own book, and you are the ones you have your empty page, blank page every day. And it's your choice what you want to be in the history of your life. It's depending on you. So if you want the same, then I say, like, every day is not easy when we have issues that we can call issues. And I always try to call opportunities, because this is when we want to see is an opportunity for me. So if we feel everything is a disaster, it will be a disaster. If we feel that that one is opportunity, it will be an opportunity. So you are the future for this country. So we need to make sure all you young people are thinking, let's prepare to be a leaders. What it needs to be, what else I have to do to be better. And then not just, I know education is important, but just to be part of a community, how we can help others. And the only thing that for me, and I try always to do to emphasize the teams and people that is close to me, is just to every day we have to be happy. We need to enjoy what we have. We can be struggling because we have some issues right now, because we need to make a decision that we're making miserable, because I don't know, I have all these choices. So I think it's just be thankful. I think it's just that one is the part. Be thankful that you are right now in a position in a country that give you opportunities to go to make your career. So it's just that one is appreciation. And then later on, for me, it wasn't easy my entire career to get at the level that I am, because I moved here and I have to learn, I have to improve my language, and I have to understand that English is my second language. So it's not like, as much as I can learn, as much as I went to school, it's still, it's my second language. So it was something that I have to accept. And I need to know that I have a strength in something, and I have to accept that no matter that I want to do something better, I have limitations. So it's just for each one to know that we can go as far as we can, knowing we need to know how good we are in some circumstances, right? So, but still, just we have to empower our strengths, because those are the ones that are going to give us the opportunity to grow.
Yeah, I definitely agree with all that sentiment that you can just overcome obstacles and get through them. But you talked about one of your obstacles being learning English as a second language, but I wanted to know if you had any other obstacles or issues that you faced in your career and how you overcame them.
So yeah, because I think when I move here, I have my bachelor and my master's, right? But without English, it was my big limitation. And then of course was more like my entire career was the chemical, and I did my master more thinking in other parts. So it's just to get experience. So I think that one is the other part. We feel that we finished a bachelor, and I already an engineer. So what is the position? No, we are going to start. So we need to make sure that we are humble, and we know that we need time to make sure we can learn, because it's a lot of things that on paper change a lot when you are in day-to-day activities, when you are in the field. So it's just to go, like, for me was just see the opportunity in Boston Scientific as an assembler. And for me, I was humble and to learn how engineers were treating the assemblers. And for me was to open my eyes to see how, when I was ready to be an engineer, how I want to treat others, because I was in the position with assemblers. And I think that one is the part that we need always as any career, just to make sure that we think on our associates or the other people that our assemblers that are the ones that have to perform activities day to day, with a few, how we can just make improvements for them, just to do the life easier for our, for our community, because that one is our community as well. So yeah, for me, was just go step by step, learning for associate. For assembler, I went to like receiving inspector, quality receiving inspector, and then I went to machined associate to operate one equipment, and I go to a technician, and it was a technician 1, level 2, and then it's just to it growing. And something then and I know a couple times we want to make recognition, right? And we like to be recognized. But something that I want for all of you also is just make your own celebration. I think is beautiful. No matter what you do with your family, with your parents, or with boyfriend, girlfriend, or your friends, let's celebrate your own, because it's nice. Like, and we have to make sure that we feel that we make something. Let's celebrate. Like, I know a couple of times we're like, I haven't been recognized. Don't wait for recognitions. It's nice. It's great. And then of course we as a leaders, we like to recognize people, and it's perfect. But for your own, make celebrations. I celebrate every time that I can move to the next step, because I knew how hard it was for me to get to the next level. So like, okay, let's have a nice dinner. Let's do something. And I think that one, life is just little details, and then those details that you can give to others also are going to help them to enjoy day to day. So I think that one is my gaining for the entire 24 years in this country, is being like, be thankful, grateful, be happy, enjoy the opportunities, and the same, look every issue as opportunities, because that one is going to change your mind for every single day. Because if not, we're really struggling. Like, everything is going to be a problem. So it's no way for us to move. Like, for me, if something will be like, no, you came to this country, you have your master and your bachelor, and right now you are an assembler. Like, yeah, so you need to see, okay, no, it's an opportunity for me to grow, because I was clear what was my goal, and I know to get to the goal, I need to work for it. So that one is the same. We want engineer. We have to have physics, we have the lab, we have to have chemistry. Then we don't like, okay, you want to get your engineering degree? Okay, just take it. Just take it. It's going to, life goes so fast. Just do it. And then when you check, it's going to be a year, 2 years, you finish your basics, you go to the next level with you have the other assignments that you like, and then you are getting engaged. So, but you need to give you an opportunity to just that tasting of to go to those kind of activities.
Yeah, and another problem that a lot of people can sometimes face is that they feel as though pursuing those things, they might be alienated or out of place. And have you ever felt like out of place, especially as a Hispanic woman in the industry of engineering?
Yeah, I think I think here it was a few times people like feel for maybe for my accent, like it was like something, but the same thing. I think everything is on you. Like, you don't need to take personal. And then and I think I have a great opportunity, because I moved to Minnesota, to Maple Grove, when I was in Boston Scientific. And then over there, because like here, the majority of immigrants were Hispanics, right? So it's just a different. And then in Minnesota was people around the world. It was a little, and I remember there was one technician, old man, and he approached to me, and he was the one to made me that realization to say, remember that we are immigrants, and English is our second language. So if they can understand you, just use another word, but try to communicate in the way that they can they can understand you. And then for me it was a very nice I think what we can say, like uh, support that as an immigrant when I was with them, because it's just, yeah, for me it was a realization to say, yes, English is my second language. And a couple times I have a few words that are so hard for me to pronounce, and no matter they repeat it, for me it's difficult. So I need to find alternative, but then it's not something for me to get that I can move forward. So it's just, I know that that one is something to improve. I will do my best, but if I can't, you need to figure it out. It's another way. You have to find a way to move. And then, yeah, and people a couple of times maybe they try to give you some ideas that maybe they feel that you are no that you can move forward, that you won't be able to get to the level that you think. But I think those are that one is the part that I say is depending on you, that you can just wait for others to just give you what is the opportunities that you have in your hands the way to move, and then is everything, the power is in each one of us. And then no matter what people is telling you, if you feel right, so is the only thing, don't give up. Like you have to move if you know. And then a couple of times we move like we want certain job, for example, and we move, and when we get there, maybe that one was not the one that we need. So learn for that one and just try to find in another place. That one is the life is an experience, and that one is something that a couple of times we don't want to understand, and we want to be like everything perfect, and it's not. And then that one is the part of our lives. We couple times we have to fail to be able to learn for that one. And I know as a parents we try to prevent, we try to give different options to make sure that you don't have to suffer like something. But as part of mistakes also is a huge learning. So it's just I think that one is the part, make sure that we are not afraid to make mistakes. And then if you right now you are wondering what engineering side you want to pick the one that you feel there is going to be better for you. And then you start making a year, maybe in a year and a half, and you feel, no, you know what, that one is not the correct one. It still is, and I think I have to move. Just do it. Don't feel that, because don't stay in that one. If you want to make a change, just make a change. Never, it's not late for you to do it. And then you learn. Still, you are doing you're taking some classes that are going to give you a different point of view. So it's just but the same. Don't be afraid to make choices, and don't regret. Just be happy what you select, and enjoy the journey that you have. I feel that one is the most important.
Yeah, so also earlier you talked about you've obviously had multiple different jobs and you have a family, and I was wondering how you found a work-life balance and if it's possible to find that balance all the time. But yeah, do you?
Yeah, I think all the time, couple times is difficult because when you have issues, but I think it's possible, because that one is the most important. Like, and I always, for my teams, I always try to remind them that work is, couple times we spend like more time at work than at home. It's like couple times it's 80% of our time is at work. And then for that reason say, let's try to enjoy what we're doing, but then try to have a schedule is important to make sure, because my kids also, they when they were little, they were in sports, and they have practice, they have games, and we always try to be with them. So if it's possible, of course we have to have exceptions, like for any circumstances, but can be like every single day there's exceptions, because it's going to be a time that like right now my kids, they grown up and they are out of the house, and then it's just like you feel, man, I didn't spend enough time with them, and I feel we did. So it's just, yeah, you have to keep a balance. You need to make sure, because this is life, And life is the balance of both. The same couple times, of course, when we are in classes or we have exams, is the same. We have to take a weekend to make sure that we are ready to complete because the exam is on Monday. But the same is for work. A couple of times we have to work overtime that we need to go like Saturday, but it's not like every single Saturday or not every single night that we have to stay late. But yes, if the company need us, of course we make that part. But it's just, yes, we have to keep balance of our lives. Life goes so fast, and then we can just be spending the majority of our time just working.
Yeah, it's all about balance. So, clearly you enjoy what you do, and I'm wondering what has been your favorite part of working in manufacturing engineering? Like, have you had a favorite project or assignment that you've been part of?
We have too many assignments. I think it's just a lot of activities for me. Yes, I enjoy what I'm doing, and I try to show that one to all my equipment, all my teams, all the teams that they have, and all the different, just to make sure they enjoy it. And I think that one is the part. No matter uh, and I think the same as I say to celebrate, I always like to celebrate when we can complete a project, because it's just to show, that we're done with something, because a couple of times we have projects that are taking too long, but it's just a small assignment that was done, they contribute to the entire element to finish something. So like, okay, let's celebrate. And the same, like, it's not like if we can just make lunch, it's fine, but it's just if we bring cake or if we bring like something for breakfast, but it's just that cheering to say, yeah, we're good, let's go team. One that I like, and it was a few years ago, like was the one of the first transfer. I've been working in transfer, but that transfer was for we moved to Vietnam, one of the processes. But it's just to, because I'll be working with different departments, but we working with a different culture. It was a great experience, and just to see how important communication and how the instructions on the paper should be so clear, because as soon as you make your translation, can provide wrong information. So yeah, that one I think is one of the of my preferred, but the same, I think day-to-day activities I love when I'm doing.
Yeah, can you like maybe give an example of one of the like projects that you've worked on? So, or like what was your role in, because your Terumo does like bio devices, right? So,
Yeah, so we're making the stent for the Yoda.
mhm.
So yeah, that project that I mentioned to you, that was a transfer project to Vietnam. And I was like at that moment was a manager for process development. So I was the leader of a project. So it's just to set up a training, send people to be trained, and then provide the correct information to them, like procedures, and then equipments that we have, and then the entire qualification, and it's just the entire validation activities and documentation, and then just to go and receive the material for them to be able to meet all the requirements. So that one was a challenge, and I think that was before pandemic, when it was not all the tools that we have right now to communicate, and right now is better. We have Teams, we have Zoom, that we can see each other. So that one, you feel the distance like bigger than it is right now. So that one was a very nice project.
Do you ever get to travel when you're working on projects with like overseas?
Yeah, so that one, yes, I have to go to Vietnam like 2 times. So it was nice. And then as I saying, like before pandemic, that we don't have the way for us to see each other. So it was nice to meet people face to face, and of course, the language is one of the barriers. So we need translators. So the main people there, but it's a nice experience just to see how you can communicate. You know that that one is a specific manager, then it's supported, but you can communicate with them because you have the barrier of the language. So it's just how you have to wait, how you have to, communicate, and then to be very specific and use different way to communication, and be clear on everything that you have on the procedures to make sure, yeah, the translation is going to be clear enough for them to follow. So it's just a couple of times we underestimate like those, right? And the instruction, like I can say, like you want to make a cake, so you feel it's easy, and then you add just like maybe 3 steps. But if you give the instruction to someone that hasn't done a cake, so it's just how you show how you have to turn on the oven, wait for the oven, the time, how you set up the temperature, how you make the mixture. So those are things that is very nice when you go to the next level. So yeah, it's a lot of lessons learned.
Yeah, that's a great comparison of what engineers do. So one of my questions is, what advice would you have to young people like us who are like maybe unsure if they should become an engineer or go into engineering?
As I say, I think we have to always look what we feel, like, because the same, each one has a different dreams, right? And then it's just what you want to be. But engineer side has, for me, I enjoy it a lot, and I feel they have like different opportunities, because like for my team, we have biomedical engineers, we have mechanical engineers, and then we have electrical engineers. So, and it's going, and then depending on the industry, we have like the system computer, civil engineers, industrial. So it just the amount of different areas that we can apply is big. So I think the basics of the engineer, just to create ideas, and based on the, I know the math that we have to take like the first 2 years for the basics, but 2 years go so fast. So just if you feel the engineer is going to be the way for you to make your that one is the way that you want to proceed. Just select the same, which engineer you feel that you like the most, and then, and just remember that I am an example. I select chemical engineer, and I'm not in the chemical field. So it's the same. Life is going to give you opportunities, and then you can just go, because for me, one of my industries, and I went when I live in Minnesota, was the 3M, because I feel that company is great, and the amount of different changes that they make with tapes and all this stuff, I feel that it was great. And then, maybe you are in your dream company, and then something else is another choice for you, and you move to another field because the opportunities are there. So you can just have your dream, and then when it's the time for you to go to your dream, maybe we change, because life is going to give you surprises, and I think that one is the beautiful part of life. Is just to enjoy what we're doing, enjoy the choices you are making, and then no regret for those choices, and then move on. And I feel that if you are unsecure, so they say, okay, so I think mechanical, later on maybe mechanical, when you finish, maybe it's not going to be the way for you to move, and then, but you already have the strong basis on your engineering, so you can just move to a different industry, and then, yeah, life will give you the best. And that one is the part that always we have to think, that we're here to succeed, and then the future is in our hands, and then your power to enjoy it.
Yeah, I love that advice. Well, those are all my questions, and your answers were super insightful and inspiring, so thank you. But now I'll turn it over to everyone else. So if you guys have a question, you can type it in the chat or unmute and ask it, and we'll see if we can answer it. So don't be shy. Give them a minute. And then for the people who are watching the recording on YouTube, if it's okay with you, I can put your contact information in the description of the video. And if they have any questions or want to reach out to you directly, they can do that. So,
Sure. Yes.
so that will be in the description of the video.
Okay.
No questions.
Perfect.
Okay. Well, with that, I guess we all have busy schedules, so that's great. So just one more last thing, or two more last things. I want to thank you for coming to talk to us because you've been so great. And then finally, we're gonna have you guys take that super short survey again from the beginning. So I'll send the link to the new survey. And then once you're done, you're free to go. So thank you all for coming. And thank you, Patricia, for coming. Yeah, I
No,
really
it's a
appreciate it.
pleasure. And wish you the best to all.
You too.
Thank you. Okay. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.
Once you guys have finished the survey, you're free to go.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.